on this. Some of you have read Kiyosaki. Kiyosaki's the best-selling personal finance author of all time. He talks about, he wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I actually think Kiyosaki's best work is called the cash flow quadrant. And in the cash flow quadrant, he says, hey, there's 4 ways to make money. Most people are employed. They have a job. Some people are self-employed, right? And when you're employed or self-employed, you're essentially trading time for money, right? This is the great trade. As a business owner, if you can get over here into this wonderful quadrant, you can actually get out of the game where you're trading time for money because you can lever other people. And other people, you have a system where other people's effort contributes to your money. And then, of course, as you make more and more money, you can also be an investor where your money makes you more money, right? And, we know that 95% of the world lives over here, but only 5% of the wealth, right? So this is where all the people are, but none of the money is. Whereas over on this side, all the money's over here, but very few people, right? But we want to bring everybody over to this side, all right? So let's talk about this. When I got started with this business, I had 2 goals, and I don't want to project my goals onto you because that might, everyone should have their own goals, right? But I want to share with you 2 of my main goals, right? And I think these are wholesome goals. One, I wanted to save as many lives as possible. After what happened to my dad, I wanted to save lives, do something wholesome, do something good. And number 2, I wanted to set myself and my family up for the future. I didn't want to be stuck in a situation where my savings were draining and my credit balances were going up. I didn't like that feeling. It was stressful. It was hard. And I think both of these are 2 pretty wholesome goals. What about you? You want to do that? So in the beginning, our business looks like this. We have you, of course, right? And then maybe as you're getting started, you have some customers, maybe even some partners, right? And while this is good and all of us have to start here, this is still trading our time for money, right? If we work really hard, our customers go up. If we stop working for a while, the customers go down, right? Maybe we've got some partners, maybe they're doing something, maybe they're clueless, maybe we're clueless on how to get them doing something, right? So if you want to learn really how to move up the ranks quickly and qualify for reward trips like the one we're talking about, we want to help you do something that will help you also set yourself and your family up for the future, okay? So in addition to you building some customers and some partners, once we've done this, we want to, as quickly as possible, turn our focus to helping our partners get some customers and some partners, right? We want to help our partners get some customers and some partners. And then we want to teach them how to do what we just did. Right? We want to hit manager and we want to help them hit manager and so on, right? And so now we've got us and our partners both hyper-focused on helping level 2 partners do the same thing, right? And now level 3 is getting the support of all of us, right? Now, as your organization goes deeper and deeper, the passiveness of your income goes up, right? As your organization gets deeper and deeper, the passiveness of your income goes up. When it's shallow like this, it's not passive income, it's active income. As it goes deeper, it becomes more and more passive. I mean, you might know Bob, but you might have no clue who Batbatr is down here. He's a guy in Mongolia, Batbatr, that you've never met, but through the chain, now you've got Batbatr in Mongolia that is working the business, right? So that's the goal, all right? Now, in order to rank up, there are 3 steps, and I hope you'll never forget them, okay? There are 3 steps to ranking up. And these are critical. You have to have them. If you miss one, you miss it all, okay? So number 1, you have to have at least 100 PV in the US, at least 100 PV in order to qualify for a rank. If you don't have at least 100 PV, no rank. Now, what is PV? PV is your order, all right? One feel great set in the USA is 100 PV. Now, in addition to having PV, if you want to rank up, you need to have 1000 TV. So PV is personal volume. That's your personal order. TV is team volume. And your team volume is your order. So let's take this 100 PV we ordered. That's part of our TV. Plus the orders of anybody we have directly sponsored. So any of our customers, any of our partners' orders for that month, all people who are direct to us contribute to our TV. If you had 10 customers, each with 100 points, that would be 1000 TV, right? So that would be one way to do it. Of course, there's other ways to do it. All right, so we've got to have 100 TV. We've got to have 1000 TV. And then we must have 3 legs. What is a leg? Now, this is where it gets a little confusing. Well, if this is you, and you bring in a customer named Bob, and another customer named Sue, and a third customer named Joe, well, each of these customers counts as a leg. So now you've got your 3 legs. Maybe you bring in Jill, who is a partner. Jill's a partner. She counts as a leg too. So now you got 4 legs, okay? So your legs are your customers and your partners. Now, Bob might build a business, and Sue might build a business, and Joe, they might all build a business, but you just have 4 legs here, right? You got 4. You need 3 to rank up. You only need 3. It's a 3-leg plan, okay? Now, this chart has likely confused you before. It probably won't be the last time it confuses you. This is complicated. We're going to make it very simple, okay? Up at the top are the ranks. The first rank is manager. The next rank is senior manager. So this would be rank number 1, and this would be rank number 2, and executive manager would be rank number 3, and so on, right? All the way up to diamond. Now, in order to hit manager, what does it take? Remember, I said that a diamond is just a manager who has grown more managers, right? So what does it take? Well, it takes 100 PV. We talked about that. It takes 1000 TV. We talked about that. And it takes 3 active legs. You know what those are, right? Now? So it takes those 3 things. And there are no other requirements to hitting the rank of manager. Manager is a big deal because it will take the commission in the US that you make on your sales. It will take the commission when you sell a feel great kit at 20. It gives you the full 25 as long as you finish as a manager or higher. Right? Also, the nice thing about manager is this is when you start getting paid on your organization, on your partner sales. And as your rank grows, the depth that you get paid on your organization also grows, okay? So if I were to ask you, what does it take to hit manager? I hope that all of you would be able to answer, well, that's easy. It just takes 100 PV, that's my order, 1000 TV, that's my order, plus the orders of the people direct to me, and I just need 3 legs, right? That's all it takes. Now, what does it take to hit senior manager? Well, senior manager requires the same 3 things, but it has one additional qualification. We need at least 1 leg, to be at 1,000 points. The other legs don't have a qualification. So we just need one of these legs to be at 1,000 points. Okay. Now, an active leg, I should have said, an active leg is 100 PV. In order for the leg to be considered active, it's got to have at least 100 PV in it. So at least just one order, right? One field rate set in the US. Okay. So in order to hit senior manager, let's just do that again real fast. So we're all on the same page. We need 100 PV, 1,000 TV, 3 legs, and at least one of those legs needs to be at 1,000. That means that we need Jill or Bob or Joe or Stu, at least one of these in the whole organization down below them needs a total of 1,000 points. If they have a total of 1,000 points in their entire organization, we now have hit senior manager. An executive manager, you need a 3,000 point leg and a 1,000 point leg, right? And director, and this is the real key rank for reward trips, you need a 5,000 point leg, a 3,000 point leg, and a 1,000 point leg. And that makes you a director, right? All 3 of these things plus all 3 of these things, right? You with me? Now, you'll notice that these just kind of double for the most part. With each rank, as you double your leg sizes, you're hitting the next rank. And while this feels daunting, because you're like, man, I have to double, how could I work twice as hard? You don't. You don't have to work twice as hard. In fact, imagine in the beginning, you are lifting a piano all by yourself. It might take all your energy just to move it 1 inch. And you're frustrated and tired because you're like, this business is so heavy. I'm doing everything alone. I don't have a team yet, right? And so because I don't have a team yet, I'm doing all the work. But in theory, what should happen, I say in theory because I wish this was as easy said as done, right? Let me get a white space here. Okay, I'm going to just clear this and get a white space. In theory, what should happen is in the beginning, it will feel a little bit like you're working and pushing a ball up a hill, right? So this is you, and you're pushing a ball up a hill. But there's a tipping point where it will start to feel like the ball rolls downhill and it starts to move quickly, okay? Imagine you're lifting that piano in the beginning by yourself and then you get some help. You grow a team. You got these partners, right? And these partners, now there's a lot of people helping you lift that piano. I mean, you build a big enough team, it might be like, all right, they're moving the piano now. I'm over here watching them move the piano a little bit, right? So that is what should happen, is as you grow your team and as you train your team and your team becomes more and more skilled, the work that it used to feel so difficult to move, just 10,000 points to hit director. And then you wake up and 10,000 points came in overnight while you were asleep. And that's what's happening for many of you, right? Because of the energy in the teams you've built, right? So the passiveness of your income is going up. And that's a good thing. Now, let's say that we are at 0 right now. I mean, we're lifting the piano by ourselves. We have nobody else, right? There's ways to do this quickly and there's ways to do it slowly, and to each his own. Some might want to go slow. That's okay. If you want to go slow, that's okay to go slow. As long as you know that you shouldn't torture yourself by comparing yourself to people who want to go fast. Okay. So if you want to go slow, that's okay. Own it. Don't compare yourself to people that are trying to go fast, right? One of the best ways to go fast is to build the depth that we talked about here. Okay. So when you build depth like this, you can go really fast. All right. We're going to talk about how to build depth quickly as I wrap up here. So which of these 2 matchsticks is going to burn the fastest? Is it match number one, or match number 2? Which one burns the fastest? Okay, number 2, right? In fact, did you know that if you try to take your fingers, let's say you grab your hand here, this is a really ugly hand, and your hand is kind of pinching that match, there's a very high chance that this will burn up so quickly that if you're not careful, you could burn your fingers. It will go so fast, right? Whereas this other match, did you know that this match itself might not even burn all the way up? It might extinguish itself right about there, or maybe here. It might go out. There might not be enough fuel beneath the fire to keep the fire lit, okay? But in this one, the fuel is at the bottom and it consumes itself really quickly. Now, what does that have to do with you and your organization? Well, if this is you, right? And let's say that you're on fire. I mean, you are just on fire, right? You're so frustrated because you got Bob here and Bob is just not catching the fire, and Bob brought in Sue, and Sue's equally cold. And Sue and Bob have really rubbed off on Joe. I mean, this whole line has pretty much quit. They came in, they talked about a lot of stuff. They said they were going to go change the world, yada, yada, yada. And then, a couple setbacks later, they're pretty much out, right? Well, even though you're on fire, you might find your match extinguishing right here. That's hard because now you're lifting the piano by yourself again, right? But what we want to do, really, is we want to find a way. Let's say there's somebody down here at the bottom named Jill. Let's say if you can go down to Jill, and you can help Jill catch fire this month. If you can go to Jill and say, Jill, let's put together a list. Let's go through the training. I want to help you qualify for the method this month. I want to help you hit director. I want to help you do something big. What's your goal, right? Let's go for it. If you can bring the fire down here, well, if Jill's on fire, who's going to catch fire next, right? Well, then Joe. And if Joe and Jill are on fire, that'll wake Sue up, and it goes right up the matchstick, right? And so you want to really, in order to qualify for something or skip ranks and go really fast, you want to bring the fire to the bottom of your org. Now, if you don't have an org yet, then you got to build the partners, right? And build, you build a partner and then help them build partners and so on. But if you have an org and you need to wake it up, I suggest you wake it up right here, all right? Now, there's a way to do the business slowly, okay? I have experienced it, and it's okay if you want to do it this way. The way to do it slowly is to say, well, first, Trent, before I go too crazy with this, let me see some success. I want to see a little bit of success first. Now, I never really know what that means. Are they talking about the product? Are they talking about they want to win on social media and have a viral video? I guess it's different for everybody, but they want to come in and dip their toe in the water and have some success first. And Trent, once I have just my own success, then I'm willing to start talking about it. And then if people respond well to me and don't, ostracize me from their circle of influence or whatever, right? Then I will believe in it and get serious. Now, what is wrong with this model? What's wrong is what comes first. I've seen so many people approach the business with this model, and I'm guilty myself, right? I'm going to get a customer, right? I'm going to wait 90 days. And if this customer has an amazing success story, then I'm going to invite them to check out the business, right? And they said, no, shoot. Okay, now I've got to go get another customer. Wait 90 more days. They're doing well. Let's invite them. Oh, shoot. Now I'm 6 months into building my business, feeling stuck. I'm waiting for people to have a great experience and for fish to jump in my boat, all right? If you want to go fast, this is what I found it looks like. And I kind of want to finish with this, okay? First, you have to believe. We have so much winning happening here. How could you not believe? Maybe you doubt yourself, which is okay. I've doubted myself. Maybe you doubt the product, even though the Cleveland Clinic has pretty much closed the case on it. So have all the other clinical studies. We know that the product works. It's not a matter of what you think about it or what Trent thinks about it or what, your brother-in-law, John, the dentist, who says that sounds like a pyramid scheme, right? Who cares what John says? The Cleveland Clinic's already done the study, right? Maybe you doubt yourself, right? Maybe you doubt the business model. Maybe there's something here that you doubt, okay? Let's come to terms with whatever that is, whether that's you or the business model or whatever. Because if you can get this out of your head and believe it, you will find yourself telling everyone. And that's how you go fast. And when you believe it and you start telling everyone on social, off social, everyone, I mean, everyone is everyone, right? Then the success may come faster than you can imagine. I saw this with John Cox. John Cox stood me up for the first meeting we had with him. Becky booked a meeting. I came to the meeting. John didn't show up. Becky asked me again, would you do another meeting with this guy? And I thought to myself, he stood me up once. Yeah, I think I'll go again though. Let's just see. He comes. The next call John had with me, he had like 9 people on it, right? So he saw it, he believed it, he told 9 people, and the rest is history. The guy's got an awesome business now that's one of the fastest growing businesses in North America, right? I think about Anne-Marie Wetton. Anne-Marie believed it. She got a call of 20 plus people on the phone with Stuart Hughes, right? I mean, you put a group of 20, 30, I think she had 29 business builders on a call, and we got Stuart come do the call, right? And the rest is history. Now she's knocking on Diamond's door, right? Another one, more recently, Erica Saucedo, Erica, Roma, and Lisa in Southern California. Lisa joined 30 days ago, right? They've already signed up like actually over 10 partners now between the 3 of them, okay? They're going to qualify for these reward trips, right? They're brand new. How are they doing it? They're going fast. And if you want to go fast, you've got to believe it. And then you got to tell everyone, and then amazing things can happen. If you go slow, that's okay, but just know that it's going to take more time. I want you to know that when I took the leap of faith and decided I'm just going to do what Rav and Kieran tell me to do, and I'm going to be all in and go for it, I really didn't know what I was doing yet. I was uncomfortable reaching out to people and telling them that I knew what I was doing when I didn't. And so I didn't tell them that. I told them, my partners, Darren, Kieran, Rav, they know what they're doing. They will help you and me together, but I want you to look at what they're doing. I think it's exciting. And that is how I built the energy and the momentum. I didn't know yet, but I believed.